Facebook has been struggling, losing billions year over year as shares are down 24% since 2016. Now, Zuckerberg is hoping the billions invested in Metaverse will catch fire to the public's heart. However, Metaverse is now testing a subscription-based monthly service priced at $11.99 a month, following a similar model to Twitter's verified program. Now, my question is, will Zuckerberg be successful in bringing the digital life to the masses through Metaverse, or is this possibly a house of cards that could collapse at any moment? I would love to hear your thoughts in the comment section down below. Hello, everybody. Greetings, kings and queens of the internet. My name is Jay Rhymes here with the Periodic Review. I want to earn your subscription today. So if I do, please consider giving this video a like and a share, crush that red subscribe button, and hit that bell to turn notifications so you don't miss a content release. You can now send your topic ideas, articles, and videos to theperiodicreview@gmail.com. Now, currently, Metaverse is struggling to stave off the losses on Metaverse. Now, with many news outlets citing 500 to 800 million in digital asset sales. So this is like property and homes and stuff like that within the Metaverse. It is unclear if the digital world will hang on. Now, the new financial filings made public Wednesday represent the first time that Meta has detailed the performance and cost around its Metaverse project. That unit, which Meta calls Reality Labs, had 877 million in sales during the fourth quarter, but lost 3.3 billion, an almost 60% greater loss than in the year prior. Reality Labs revenue largely comes from sales in its VR headsets. For all of 2021, Reality Labs lost $10.1 billion, a 50% increase. This is from Forbes.com. Now, I guess my question I pose is, will Metaverse become the next digital world paradise? Now, unfortunately, with the way things are going with Facebook, with their transition, trying to include more of the younger generation with Metaverse, bringing in digital VR reality, bringing in these different games, bringing in these like digital assets, and people can, work inside this digital world. People can buy and sell and trade stocks. People can buy and sell and trade like digital assets as far as like land in the digital metaverse and in-game homes. It's just really unclear that this is actually going to make it. I definitely I don't really have high hopes for the digital realm. We can see that with the different things that have gone on with digital currency, as far as like Bitcoin and all the other things that birthed after it have been absolutely terrible. People have lost a lot of money. People have been scammed out of a lot of money. I just don't think digital assets in this way is going to work really well. Now, I know historically, stocks and bonds and things like that have done okay. But I just don't see this really happening within the technology as far as like having it in a virtual world. I just don't think, number one, I just don't think that the headsets, the haptic feedback, suits, the little running platforms and stuff like that, I just don't know if it's really there yet to really really immerse people into these different worlds. I just don't know if it's there yet. This is coming from somebody whose experience with the VR world was the Nintendo Virtual Boy, I think it was called, or whatever it was called at that time. And it was basically it was basically like a really clunky, huge red and gray headset, and it was 3D. It was bad, and I just think everything that has come out of it has just not been that great. And I think it's gimmicky, to be honest. It's almost as gimmicky as movies nowadays trying to push 3D imaging and glasses, and now this 4D. It's just a big bunch of nonsense, in my opinion. Will these digital world advancements continue to separate ourselves from humanity? And that's something that I think is really interesting, that we don't postulate. We don't really sit there and think about how these changes are going to affect society. And I think, especially with the birth of social media and the struggle that people are having with it, and how it's causing even more depression, how it's causing more unlifings of youth, especially when it comes to young girls and young men right now. It's a crapshoot. Unfortunately, it's not really benefiting humanity. It seems like it's destroying the very fabric of life, because these things continue to perpetuate things with their algorithms to continue to put negative, terrible stuff in front of us. Now, part of that is, on the person who's participating and actually going through and scrolling. But it's just like one of those things. It's just like, well, we create, drugs, and, the drugs are bad for people, but they help some things. So we're going to continue to produce the drugs. It's just, I don't know. It's just a silly merry-go-round. Now, technology has been a driving force since our advancements. Since the world watched a man walk on the moon in the 60s, we still haven't progressed that far as tech giants slow drip the latest technology with minor changes or increases in speed or battery life. Are these tech companies taking the time to see the effects of the changes in society, and are these changes for the better? That's a very good question, and I think there's definitely some evidence to point out that it hasn't really helped humanity. It hasn't really helped society. It hasn't really helped individuals, except for, creating more opportunities to be more efficient at work. And our phones aren't really getting that much better. Our computers aren't really getting that much better. I mean, they're great. I think they do a lot of great things, and for what they are right now and for what we need, I feel like they do what they're supposed to do. But we're now on the verge of having like full buildings, with quantum computing, and it's just like our computers, it might get 1 gigahertz or 0.1 or 0.2 gigahertz a little bit better the next year, and they come out with a new socket, so you have to replace and like build brand new computers in order to repair them, and they only last maybe 2 years, maybe 4 years if you get really, really good, high quality components. And it's just one of these things where I just feel like we're on this merry-go-round of technology. And we're just not really getting back to our roots and like really understanding like how humanity has worked in the Paleolithic time, and how it's, how our bodies and our minds and our hearts and, both physically and mentally, like how these things have affected us. And we're just not really addressing it, because it's just, progress at all costs. It's make money at all costs. And it's just, I don't know. I just really struggle with that. And this is just something I felt like I really needed to talk about today. So don't forget to let me know your thoughts in the comments section. All sources and links are in the video's description down below. And from my family to yours, good night.